you guys? How are you all? Thank you guys for being here. Happy Saturday. It has been a hot freaking Saturday here. And yeah, I'm wondering if it's hot where you guys are. The power was out. I was talking about this in my Patreon, but so not to be repetitive, but I haven't been live. I haven't been able to go live much lately. I'm so sorry. I swear I'm going to undead this channel. But anyway, undead. I mean, bring it back to life. But the power was off once, right? They came and fixed it. And then like 15 or 20 minutes later, it went off again. And it was so hot. Oh my God, it was miserable. We were getting in the cars to run the AC and stuff. Oh, just stressful. So it's really hot today, but the AC is on because I was going to do this last night. I just couldn't. But today I just wanted to hang out and go through a bunch of these videos. We had a crazy week last week. I'm going to say hello to you guys in a second, but we had a crazy week last week. There were 3 people sentenced, right? And every single hearing was tough. They were all emotionally charged, of course. We got victim impact statements. So yeah, I want to go through like some of the biggest moments for me during these sentencings. And yeah, just hang out, shoot the shit with you guys. Like I said, the channel, I have to bring it back to life. I've just not been able. My life has changed a lot in the last year or so, and I just haven't been able to do it like I used to, but I missed it. I miss you guys. So thank you for being here. Hey, Neat Noodle, Adrian. Hey, Tess, Coffee and Skeletons. Hey, Carolina, Fragile Like a Bomb. Girls, Nana, good to see you. Petunia, Peekaboo. Hey, Angie. All right, so where do I want to start? First, I think I'll go backwards. Yeah, I'll go backwards from where I'm at. Like I have a ton of things pulled up, so we're just going to start on one end and make our way. Oh, this is not actually, it is related to sentencing.
This is hell on earth. It's the prison where Brian.
It is related to sentencing, but it's not from the hearing, but it's only a minute long, and I thought we should watch it together. We'll start with this. This is where Brian Kohberger will serve his life. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, I knew that there would be body language videos out about him, but like watching back, because I watched one of them, and I guess I didn't pay as close of attention to him as I thought. But watching back and just seeing him, like we're about to see it because we're going to listen to Kaylee's sister again. We're going to listen to a couple from Lori's and a couple from Stefan Sterns. But wow, man, he just looks so evil, so mean, so angry. Like, damn, man, he is what nightmares are made of, for real. Hey, Natasha. Couldn't relate more to that, Allie girl. I know. For real, it's been a year for both of us, for sure. Listening while I clean the pool, so sorry if I miss your hello. It's good to see you. Hey, Shelly Beans. Good to see you guys. All right, let's watch this and just see. Apparently, this is where Brian will be going to serve his life sentence.
This is hell on earth. It's the prison where Brian Kohberger will spend the rest of his life in solitary confinement, locked in his cell 23 hours a day. Meals are slid through slots in the door. Bail bondsman Kevin Corson is familiar with the prison, known as the Idaho Maximum Security Institution. So
wait, isn't that where he is going to where Chad Daybell is too, right?
What do you think will happen to Brian Kohberger inside this prison?
Brian Kohberger is definitely going to have a target on his back. He's accused of murdering women, which is frowned upon inside the prison system.
It's unclear if he will be permitted visitors, but if he is, he would be locked in this cage and communicate remotely with them. Now,
wow. That's crazy.
It may surprise you to learn that even in solitary confinement, Kohberger may be permitted to buy a computer tablet for $100 so he can have access to emails, music, and even movies. And
that is just so pathetic to me. Hold on. Let me see.
Kohberger may also be permitted to purchase a TV set that can be hooked up to basic cable.
He can watch crime stories.
He can watch crime stories. He can watch whatever he wants in his cell at any time.
News Nation's Brian Enton was granted permission yesterday to tour the facility.
Did you see the cell that would be like his cell, and what does it feel like in that cell?
It's sterile. It feels very maximum security. They send everything through.
No, I did see that video, but okay, I didn't actually get to watch it all yet. 1 second. Apparently my charger wasn't working. So listen to this. My mom actually retired from the federal prison. Okay. She worked there for like 25 years. And yesterday we went to the DMV together. So we were talking about this on the way. And I was telling her, because she retired maybe 10 years ago or around that. And I was telling her, now these inmates all have tablets, individual tablets. They're in their cells communicating with people all day long, messaging, sending pictures, whatever. And she's like, well, it used to be like that, but they just had a computer, right? So they could get on the computer and talk back and forth, and multiple inmates share, they don't each have their own. But we were talking about the differences because where she worked at the federal prison, it's not exactly the same either as some of these state penitentiaries. Hold on 1 second. I'm probably making all kinds of noises, moving tables around. Should have muted, but listen. Okay, I'm just hanging out with you guys. I am not a professional. I'm just a regular ass person who's interested in this stuff and likes to talk about it with you guys. I used to try to be a lot more regular on here. And, since, like I said, life changed for me a bit. My niece started staying here. I've just been way too busy to do it like I did. But anyways, okay, now we're charging. So we're good. I don't think those SOBs should have any privileges. They get way too much as it is. I know, Pika, to be able to keep breathing. You are so right. Think about it. That's what the family wanted. They didn't allow their victims to breathe any longer, to go on and live life. Why should they? Hey, Triple L, it's so ridiculous. We are paying for them to have internet access. Yet there are some communities that don't even get basic services for internet. That is so true. It's messed up. It really is. Okay, so now I want to, let's finish what he was going to say here. But
A little opening in the door, food. You're really just by yourself.
District Attorney Bill Thompson had the last word.
He's going to stand up in the belly chains and the leg irons that he's wearing today. And the door will close behind him forever.
Okay. Now, we're going to rewatch this. There was a lot of powerful moments at Kohberger's hearing, right? We have Dylan speaking like, oh my God. And I'm wondering, I haven't been online so much, so I don't know. Are people like still being so rough on her, judging her for, I'm sure they're tearing it apart. I hope not though. Dude, that was incredibly brave for her to get up there and speak at all. You know what? I need to send the Associated Press photos to myself. Maybe. Well, we went through them on Jen's. I was on Jen's panel the day that the sentencing happened. If you guys didn't see all the photos that came out of the courtroom, we flipped through them over there. They are, oh my God. Of course. Of course. I mean, that's just frustrating, but whatever. I just feel like she's a victim. And I put Dylan. I'm crazy. I was about to drop Bendy's link, but we're talking about Dylan. I think that she's a victim and she needs to be left alone. That's my thought though. And Mrs. Goncalves got a death threat text during the sentencing. My God. These people are insane. They truly, did Anne make him do this? She's in on it with the state. They are being really hard on the Goncalves. I had seen some comments. I'll tell you guys right now, I had seen some comments that I think were inappropriate towards Olivia. We're about to watch her speak. I loved this. I loved it. When she said, "Sit up straight when I'm talking to you." Oh, all I can think of is that Nicki Minaj and Lil Wayne song where she's like, "When I walk in, sit up straight." I don't give a F if I was late. She was such a badass in that moment. She really well, she said when her dad went and grabbed the podium and turned it. True, she is a victim, reason why she gave victim impact statements. But when her dad came and grabbed the podium and turned it towards him and faced Brian, like she said, that gave me all the strength. She was saying that she wasn't sure she wanted to do. Well, first of all, she said, I don't want to go give him any more of my grief, basically. He's already taken so much from us. I'm going to go and speak directly to him. Well, then she said when she got in there and everybody was given these heartfelt statements that felt so meaningful, she thought, am I making the right decision? Well, then Steve went and he took the podium and turned it and faced Brian. And I can imagine the way that must have taken over the courtroom, I don't know, the vibes. I love her, Olivia for President, or we're about to listen to it. I know you guys have probably seen this so many times and people have talked about this stuff to death. We talked a little bit after Brian's. Wait, I was on Jen's. I can't remember when I was over here, but we talked a little bit about one of them. I don't care. I have to talk through this with y'all. I just have to. These moments were so big to me. Olivia here and many other people there did amazing, but just for me personally, hers. Then when I get to Lori Vallow, we're going to listen to Larry. Oh my God, I love that man. Just from day one, he's been so vocal, standing up for those kids, standing up for JJ, and he showed up everywhere. And he's just the most amazing grandpa. And to hear him scream at Lori Vallow, we're listening to that today. And then I have a couple other little things too. So let's start with this. Thank you, Tess. Lots of conspiracy theories. Oh my gosh, I'm over the weirdo stuff. There's look, yeah. Let me just bite my tongue actually, because I see a lot of weirdo stuff happening sometimes, and I just want to, I don't know, scream about it, but probably shouldn't. All right, here we go.
Olivia Goncalves, Kaylee's sister.
Let's go, girl.
Hello, I'd like to start by thanking the court for allowing me the time and opportunity to speak today. My name is Olivia, and I'm the big sister of Kaylee Goncalves, and I was blessed to love Madison Mogan as a sister too. I'm not here today to speak in grief, I'm here to speak in truth. Because the truth is, my sister Kaylee and her best friend Maddie were not yours to take. They were not yours to study, to stalk, or to silence.
It's too bad this version doesn't have his reaction, but it's just where I found it cut out and on its own in a video. So,
or to silence.
Oh wait, it does. Okay, I scrolled through to see and I didn't see it, so I was like, "Dang, that sucks." Because I want to watch him, even though I've watched him multiple times. Dr. G, for instance, did one of the body language videos, and I just saw another one. I think it was Law and Crime. But okay, here we go.
They were two pieces of a whole, the perfect yin and yang. They are everything that you loved, accepted, vibrant, accomplished, brave, and powerful. Because the truth about Kaylee and Maddie is they would have been kind to you. If you had approached them.
I love that. Truly, I think that said a lot. The truth is they would have been nice to you. Maybe some people weren't, but they would have been.
In their everyday lives, they would have given you directions, thanked you for the compliment, or awkwardly giggled to make your own words less uncomfortable for you. In a world that rejected you, they would have shown mercy. Because the truth is, I'm angry. Every day I'm angry. At the inside of my own head, everything I wish I could say to you.
Wait, what? That seems like it got cut there or something. But Dr. G talked about, tested what I noticed most was his jaw clenching. And Dr. G talked about his deep breathing. At points, he starts to kind of move around in the chair. And when Steve talks, he's he is so angry. I have not seen, like, he said that, like, his reaction to that versus the other statements was very different. He's like also different towards when a man is up there versus these women, which, look, he attacked women. Yes, he attacked Ethan too, but he was asleep in bed, okay? And he didn't probably know that he was going to be there. I have hardly got to see any of the things. I know a lot has been coming out. I'm so thankful they're putting out information, and I think it's cool to do it on a website the way, even like when the rumors, they had the rumors page on their website. But I haven't had time to really check it all out yet.
The truth about me is when I heard the news,
Okay.
I didn't cry. I listened for them. I promised them I would, that I would fight for them, that I would show up no matter what it cost me. I swore I'd never let them feel alone. Because you see, I've always been their heavyweight. I've always been the one to fight the battles they didn't feel ready to fight themselves. All it ever took was a call, and they knew I would handle it for them, no matter the time, no matter the cost. They could wave their white flag because they knew I would never back down, not for them. And not even death could change that. Somewhere along the line, I started to think about what I would say to them if I was given just one last chance. If I could gather enough heartbreak or love or sacrifice or whatever.
It's about to get into, where she starts to
it took
really
to get just
let him
one
have
message
it.
across. What would I say? Throughout this entire process, I've written my feelings down at every moment, my wishes, my love, my denial, my anger. And as one final act of love, I'd planned to read these thoughts, even jarring and discombobulating and not even making sense. Because for me, that was true love. As bare and as naked as it could be, not laced in pretty words or dressed for the occasion, but written through bleary eyes at 2 a.m. with clenched fists, angry at this reality. My true final act of love was to continue on without them.
Can you imagine face to face with the person who took someone you love so dearly? Like, I truly can't imagine what that must feel like, because for me, I think I would just be so angry. I would just be so angry. It would be hard to control yourself. You are the person who took away my loved one. I mean, if somebody hurts my loved one and doesn't take their life, I'm going to be angry like that. So I cannot imagine how that must feel. Truly.
For them.
Awful.
That dream to read aloud my love to them, to bring meaning through pain, was the latest blow in realizing you don't deserve it. And Kaylee and Maddie don't need it. Kaylee and Maddie have always known my love, and they would never ask me to prove it by further victimizing myself to a defendant who has shown no guilt, no remorse, no apprehension. They would say to me, "Why would you give the satisfaction of showing vulnerability now? You promised you would never back down." And for that clarity, I'm thankful. I won't stand here and give you what you want. I won't offer you tears resembling disappointments like you thrive on pain, on fear, and on the illusion of power. And I won't feed your beast. Instead, I will call you what you are.
Hello, Red. Hey,
Sociopath, psychopath, murderer. I will ask the questions.
Oh, Iffy, I'm so sorry. It's unbearable pain. My 11-year-old nephew and brother-in-law were murdered. I am so very sorry.
That reverberate violently in my own head, so loudly that I can't think straight most any day. Some of these might be familiar, so sit up straight when I talk to you.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. See, this is why I had to watch it with you guys. Even though we've probably all seen it many times, but damn. Hey, Deb and PA. Oh, Some of these may be familiar. So sit up straight while I talk to you. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. Let me ask you guys something, just like a quick side question, because like I said, this is just a hangout. Try to start getting my YouTube channel back to life. Do you ever drink these Alani? Like, this is the cherry one I had never seen. It's cherry twist, but it's like cherry lime, but they have another cherry one that's really good. If you ever see them in store, try them. They're freaking good. Like, I have some getting delivered Monday that are dreamsicle flavored. But yeah, try it if you like energy drinks or coffee. I've kind of switched off my coffee for a little bit. Thank you all. It destroyed my sister, so we really lost 3. Oh my God, I cannot imagine. I could see how, your baby and your person. She went with a laser precision attack on his inner psycho. All right, let's hear that. Oh, I love that part. Let's rewind. Okay, here we go.
In my own head so loudly that I can't think straight most any day. Some of these might be familiar, so sit up straight when I talk to you. How was your life right before you murdered my sisters? Did you prepare for the crime before leaving your apartment? Please detail what you were thinking and feeling at this time. Why did you choose my sisters? Before making your move, did you approach my sisters?
I did not even recognize that these were the questions from his survey. So he did a survey on Reddit when he was studying under Dr. Catherine Ramsland. And these were, like, I remember when these came out, we were all looking like, oh my God, he was basically like trying to get to the bottom of how these people felt as they committed their crimes. It was wild. But going for a doctorate in criminal justice or whatever, at that time, a master's, okay, I don't know, maybe understandable somewhat. But oh, Angie, I'm so sorry. I know. Angie said it's so hard to lose your child. I know. I'm so sorry, Angie. Or I don't know at all, but I know that it must be.
You tell what you were thinking and feeling. Before leaving their home, is there anything else you did? How does it feel to know the only thing you failed more miserably at than being a murderer is trying to be a rapper? Did you recently start shaving or manually pulling out your eyebrows?
Now, there we go, because his eyebrows look very different from when he was first arrested. They just do. Pika says, I love that she's pointing these questions back at him, but honestly, he is relishing in the fact that he knows the answers and they will never know. I think you're right. But, and I saw your comment about, this torturing the families because that's why you think he did the deal. And probably so. I mean, look at how he's studied the psychology of these things, even his own self. We know that according to Dateline, he was searching about sociopaths and stuff, and he probably does just want to turn the knife a little more. I just, I'm glad there's no trial for the family. I wish there was no deal. And I'm not often for the death penalty, but there's a few times lately I'm like, okay, I'm for it in this case. But his eyebrows, though, definitely something going on there. Okay.
Why November 13th? Did you truly think your Amazon purchase was untraceable because you used a gift card? How do you find it enjoyable to stargaze with such a severe case of visual snow? Where is the murder weapon? The clothes you wore that night?
Now, I did not know this until I've seen very little of the reports that have came out. Apparently, this is why I wanted to do this. I have so much to say about this. I have thoughts, and having followed these cases from start to finish, all of them, all 3 of them, from when they started to when they finished, I have to speak about it. I just do. But apparently, there was a bag found by police in the yard. Didn't know that. And also, Michelle Walks had a video earlier, and I guess, the shovel that was found in his car, they tested the soil, and it would have like traced back to the kind of soil that's in Moscow. Now, Pointer Lover, I know that you're here. Can you do me a favor? Because I know that you have followed her because of Summer. Actually, it might be, I'm not going to ask you to do that. I'm going to post the link. I'll find it just because I don't know which channel it's on, but it's in my history. And it's like a 3-minute video about the soil from Moscow. Now, Michelle goes off the facts, period. She is a fact-driven person and always throws out the BS. So I do trust her, but regardless, if you guys are looking or curious, okay. So I'm going to share the link while I keep listening. Sorry
what did you bring into the house with you? What was the second weapon you used on Kaylee? What were Kaylee's last words? Please describe in detail the level of anxiety you must have felt when you heard the Bearcat pull up to your family home on December 30th, 2022. Which do you regret more? Returning to the crime scene 5 hours later, or never, ever going back to Moscow, not even once, after stalking them there for months?
That is interesting.
You
So
were really smart.
he returns to the crime scene, which we all knew. A few hours later, he's spotted on camera, right? He goes back to the crime scene. But also, I didn't know, or if I did, I forgot that he never went back ever again. Oh, Punksy, thank you for the super sticker. Thank you. And then here's the video. Proof that. What is it called exactly? Hold on. How'd she title it? And she's going through documents. Proof that Kohberger dug a hole in the Moscow area. It's 3 minutes long. Okay.
Art, do you think you'd be here right now? What's it like needing this much attention just to feel real? You're terrified of being ordinary, aren't you? Do you feel anything at all? Or are you exactly what you always feared? Nothing. If you're so powerful, then why are you still hiding, defendant? You see, I'm here today as me. But who?
Look at the prosecutor's faces. She's like, whoa, she looks kind of scared. Like this is one badass woman. I'm intimidated. He's like, whoa. Now this one, I don't know what he's doing. He's sleeping over there. But these two.
Who are you? Let's try to take off your mask and see. You didn't create devastation. You revealed it in yourself. And that darkness you carry, that emptiness, you'll sit with it long after this is over. That is your sentence. And it was written on the wall long before you ever pled guilty.
Love this judge, Judge Hippler. He cried tears. He was so good, though, even beyond his ability to emotionally connect, or maybe something he shouldn't emotionally connect. But regardless, I thought he did such a good job really learning the details of the case. When you were watching the pretrial hearings and Anne was trying to spin stuff, just she had nothing. It was obvious. He really knew what he was talking about. He knew the details of everything. He was so good. Hey, Lisa.
You didn't win. You just exposed yourself as the coward you are. You're a delusional, pathetic, hypochondriac loser who thought you were so much smarter than everybody else. Constantly scolding, turning your nose up to grammar mistakes, nitpicking and criticizing others. You wanted so badly to be different, to be special, to be better, to be deep, to be mysterious. You found yourself thinking you were better than everyone else, and you thought you could figure out the human psyche and see through it, all while tweaked out on heroin. Lurking in the shadows made you feel powerful because no one ever paid you any attention in the light. You thought you were exceptional, all because of a grade on a paper. You thought you were elite,
Look how angry Anne looks. Like, she just looks mad. I don't know. They all look well, not this one. She smiled creepily a lot of the time. But yeah. Oh, another thing Dr. G pointed out, you guys, is that he would like glance at the camera. So somebody from Maddie was talking, I believe, and he had like a movement. And as soon as he moved a certain way, I don't remember, you guys have to watch the video, he glances at the cameras, and Dr. G is like, he's literally very aware he's being watched and trying to gauge his reactions because of that. Like, oh, he's so scary looking to me. I don't think it's even only what he's done. It's just the look in his eyes.
Because your online IQ test from 2010 told you so. All of that seems important. It's desperate. There is a name for your condition, though. Your inflated ego just didn't allow you to see it. Wannabe. You act like no one could ever understand your mind, but the truth is you're basic. You're a textbook case of insecurity disguised as control. Your patterns are predictable. Your motives are shallow. You are not profound. You're pathetic. You aren't special or deep, not mysterious or exceptional. Don't ever get it twisted again. No one is scared of you today. No one is intimidated by you. No one is impressed by you. No one thinks that you are important. You orchestrated this like you thought you were God. Now look at you, begging a courtroom for scraps.
Oh my God,
You spent months preparing, and still all it took was my sister in a sheath. You worked so hard to seem dangerous.
Still all it took was my sister in a sheath. Angie, thank you for the super sticker. Thank you so much. Can't see what it was that you chose, but thank you so much. All it took was my sister in a sheath. So, you know, Kaylee didn't live there anymore. She was there to visit, show her new vehicle off to Maddie, and hang out with her friends. Her bed was turned down. Her bed was turned down. And so it was almost as if she was about to get in bed and must have heard something, or I don't know what happened. Maybe that's why she had the unrecognizable, her face was unrecognizable, police said in documents. Her dad said her nose was broken, her skull was fractured. She was punched or beat with something. Was that because he was mad? She like messed up his plan? You know, I have to wonder, was he angry at her because she came in or something? I don't know. But her saying that, they know a little bit more than us, not too much. That, you know, the family met with police not long before the hearings, the night before, and they got more details to where they feel satisfied, they feel better. But yeah, I don't know. Is that what happened? What happened? You know, did Xana run up there and then run back? Apparently, and I haven't seen all the information yet because I've been, like I said, so busy. But apparently, I have seen people theorizing that. Adrian says, it is hard for me to believe this little wormy coward did all this. He just don't look the part to me. To me, he does. He looks just completely scary to me. But like I said, that could be like, what do you call that? When you, like, you already know, you already have an idea. I could be tainted from already knowing, like, bias towards him, but he looks, yeah, super creepy. His sister does look a lot like him, and I did see, I don't know if this is factual, but I saw a picture of sister and mom leaving court. I think they were at this hearing, but like I said, I don't know. You know, people on the internet, you can't trust anything. Just because you see a picture, it could be at another time. I don't know. But Neat, thank you for gifting a membership, and welcome to whoever got it. Thank you, Neat. I remember reading about blunt force trauma 2K early on in the case. I don't remember that, David. That is the one I saw too. Okay. But maybe there was, because we talk about it a lot and it's been a busy time for me lately. Yeah, so I don't know. My memory's terrible as well.
But real control doesn't have to prove itself. The truth is, the scariest part about you is how painfully average you turned out to be. The truth is, you're as dumb as they come. Stupid, clumsy, slow, sloppy, weak, dirty.
Oh.
Let me be very clear. Don't ever try to convince yourself you mattered just because someone finally said your name out loud. I see through you. You want the truth? Here's the one you'll hate the most. If you hadn't attacked them in their sleep, in the middle of the night, like a pedophile, Kaylee would have kicked your ass. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ooh. Dang, man. I just don't know how they do, like, how they sit there and don't react. You know? Hold on one second. The prosecutors and stuff and his attorneys, how do they sit there and listen to that and they don't react? Okay. Now, I don't think we're going to watch this. I wanted to talk Lori Vallow for a few minutes. I have this pulled up. I have the judge issues harsh words before handing down sentence, where will she do her time first? But this is what I really want you guys to see. Just one second, Larry. I'm sorry. Kay and Larry, I remember seeing them standing outside of Chad Daybell's house when the kids were found. They have been at all kinds of different hearings and trials through COVID, fighting for justice for everyone, not just JJ, not just Charles, Tylee, Tammy, everybody, Brandon, through COVID and everything. So, he wasn't there in person. Maybe crumbs. Kay was with her son, JJ's dad, which I was happy. I love to see that. We saw Kresha talk. She has a channel called Difficult Research. But let me tell you what, Larry Woodcock was so powerful in this victim impact statement. He kept calling her murderous. Murderous. Oh my God. If you haven't seen it, buckle up. This is powerful. So was Kaylee's sister. Incredibly. That's why I want to play them together. Oh, Michelle, yay, you got it. Larry's best friend. Oh, crafty Chris, that's so sad. I hate to hear that. He was clenching and he gave some tongue jabs to his cheek. He was pissed. The truth is, if you didn't attack them in the middle of the night like a pedophile, Kaylee would have kicked your ass. And let's not forget what her sister said through mom. I know you're used to getting lots of A's. What is she? Some kind of A's. But where you're going now, you'll be getting lots of big D's or something like that. Oh my God. And he just had to sit there. David, I'm curious. I mean, I'm sure there's probably instructions for that anyways, at least to a degree, about facial expressions or maybe not direct instructions, but just the courtroom, what's acceptable for their behavior. But dang, not even I don't know. I don't know how you could not react for some of these because they are just so good. Neat gift. Did you? Oh, you said you know now. Sorry. Larry had me crying. Well, here we go. We're going to watch this one now. But let me ask you guys, did you see this before we go to it? I have not watched this video yet. I saw it today. And I have it pulled up, but I don't think we'll watch it tonight. We won't have time. I want to keep it at an hour if I can. Lori Vallow Daybell winks at victims' families after sentencing. What? So I might watch it on my own time. If you guys want to see, I can share it in the chat when we go. I have Larry's pulled up, a couple from Stefan Sterns. One-on-one with Vallow Daybell, surviving victim. Brandon did an interview with 12 News yesterday, and I can share that link with you guys. And then, the Goncalves family has spoken out all over, and the investigators were on CNN. So there's a lot of stuff coming out, a lot of stuff to watch that I would love to watch with you guys. We just don't have the time. But, okay, let's listen to Larry tell Lori all about herself. Oh my gosh, Vallow Daybell gets testy in her final interview before her sentencing. Oh, I hadn't seen that either. Huh. All right.
Thank you, sir. And thank the court for allowing me
This
to
is just so good.
be present. I truly wish I was there to look the murderers in the eyes. I'm unable to. I will say this. Murderers, you're nothing. You're a murderer. You're a narcissist, psychopath, delusional murderer.
Wow, Kay told her
I
to
can't
turn in
tell
here
you
something, and she winked.
the harm that you have caused to our family. But I will tell you this.
What an amazing man.
I know where you're going to be till you die. You're going to be in an 8x6 cell. You're going to have a steel cot. You're going to have a 12x8 desk and a stainless steel toilet. You will have 23 hours a day in there. I hope you spend the rest of your life 23 hours a day
I know, Asia.
regretting your choices, because that's all it was.
She won't.
Murderous. It was your choices. You made them.
Mm.
You and your husband, if that's what you want to call him. Oh,
Look at his face while he does this. I mean, it is just, oh, it hurts me for him because he's just so, like, his heart is so big. He's so passionate. He's so angry. Like, of course he would be, but you can just see it through his face, and his words are just strong, in my opinion.
What?
On this. I love it.
you murdered Charles. The best thing that was ever in
Right.
your life.
Hey,
Or you're delusional, narcissistic way. I will never speak your name again, murderers.
murderous.
You will never get anything out of me again in your life. You are nothing.
I'm just thankful he lived to see the day that there was justice for those kids and for Charles and for Brandon. I still remember Larry coming out of the courtroom just singing, we will rock you, because apparently JJ loved that song. Whew. Makes me teary-eyed even trying to talk about it because it's so sad, but freaking powerful. And you can tell he loved him a lot.
You are nothing.
I'm a crybaby. Sorry.
You killed Kylie.
Me too, Pika.
Did you enjoy it? Look at me, Lori. Did you enjoy it? Did you dance around the fire?
Me too, Pika.
Like you sent the videos to Chad of you dancing around in your room for him? Did you enjoy it?
Thank you, B Crumbs. Thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships, and thank you for being here. It is powerful, Angie. Whew. I mean, it's hard to watch, but you want to watch it, you know. But I was afraid to say of the same thing, Pika. B Crumbs, I'm so glad you're here, and thank you again. I know you're here a lot in the bushes, which I'm watching in the bushes a lot too, in places, you know. Sometimes you just, I don't know, just want to, but I'm going to run this about this far just so I can hear.
Look at me, Lori. Did you enjoy it?
Mm.
Did you dance around the fire? Like you sent the videos to Chad of you dancing around in your room for him?
Tell her ass.
Did you enjoy it?
Did you, Lori?
And then the most precious thing, a 7-year-old autistic, unbelievably God's present to Kay and I, to Todd. Look at Todd. Turn around and look at him, Lori, because that's the last time you're ever going to hear my name out of your mouth. Look at Todd.
Mm.
Have you said you're sorry? You wrapped JJ's hands in tape. You wrapped his arms in tape. You covered his eyes. And you buried him in 8 inches of ground.
And guess what, bitch? Your hair was on it. So don't you try to blame it on somebody else. Don't you try to deny it. Your hair was literally in the tape.
Murderess!
Oh. Hey, Wolfie.
May God have mercy on your soul, because that's the only thing in life. And don't count on God where you're going. You're nothing, murderess. I can't stand you. I always said, from out of some place you never saw came a sound you never heard. Well, I will not say that anymore. I want you to see and hear everything that's going to happen in your life.
I know.
I want you to live it 23 hours a day.
I know. So I just want to pause to Shelly Bean and talk to Shelly Beans, or all you guys, but about her comment here that says, and Todd said he gave her JJ to have a better life. Yeah, he said, you know, I trusted you guys. I thought you would give him the life I wasn't able to. And he also said, you know, I know something about prison too. I was there when you got my son. But can you imagine you have this family member that's, you know, raised some of her kids grown. You think that people thought she was a great mom. Charles was a great man, and he was protecting them till the end. We know that when he's calling police, worried about his kids' safety, saying she's had a mental break, saying she won't take care of the kids. He doesn't think she wants these kids. And you have this little baby and you can't do it. You're in prison or whatever, addiction, whatever's going on, right? And you give them to someone else. You trust them to do better than you can. And then they do this. Oh, it's just so painful and so awful. I don't know. I don't even know.
I despise you.
Mm.
You murdered JJ. You murdered Tammy.
Michelle.
I'll always believe you murdered Alex. You're a murderer mistress, murderer. You're worthless. I can't believe 6.5 years of putting up with you. You are not worth it. The 4 murders that you're accused of are only ones that they can prove. Laura, you tried to kill me. I left your house in Hawaii. You tried to kill me going back home. But guess what? I beat you. I'm able to sit here and laugh at you And once you go to prison, there's others you tried to kill.
Brandon, you know.
God bless JJ. God bless Tylee. And most of all, God bless our family. Thank you.
Okay, now I want to, and we are going to listen to a couple shorts from Stefan Sterns' hearing, but we have to see what this is. I didn't know she did another interview with this chick from Arizona, this news station. It's only 5 minutes. Let's see what this is.
Twice before, I've interviewed Vallow Daybell in jail in person. She got in trouble in jail, so this time our only option was by video or phone.
Wow.
Lori started this whole thing off by holding up a picture of her and her husband, Chad Daybell, and this is how the interview began.
Oh my God almighty, dude. This woman. She starts the interview with her holding up a picture of her and Chad. How can she still even be? I don't know. Whatever. Arizona cops dropped the ball big time. And then after Charles was shot, they just believed Lori and Alex and let them go. I know. All right, let's see what this is. She gets a bit spicy. Okay, Tess. Well, I wonder if they didn't pause enough, because even if they do, I mean, I don't care. They'll probably just try to claim the money from AdSense and they can have it. I don't care. All right, let's go.
This all ends.
That's usually what news places do. They don't actually strike. They just claim all the revenue. You can fight it. You can try to share revenue. You can try to get all of it back, or you can delete it out of your video, or you can just let them have it. There's not many people here. My channel is so far out of the algorithm, truly. And I am going to try to get back to it. But if they need the ad, if they take the ad revenue, I'm just going to let them have it. It's fine. But okay, here we go.
On Friday. Sentence, this is done. It's really the end of your connection with the outside world. How do you feel about this ending?
I don't feel like it's an ending of anything. I was convicted in the media long before I ever went to trial. You know this. Everybody knows this.
Oh, whatever, Lori. You were convicted in the media long before you ever went to trial. Well, you know, it is kind of weird when a woman, no one can find her kids. She had her friend lie and say she had them. And then she refuses to show up even to court when the judge is demanding to show me where your kids are. You were convicted for a reason, because that is shady. And come to find out, lo and behold, you are the reason they're not here anymore. So too damn bad. Sorry. Hey, Roland. The stream went down and it was really weird. Huh. What a lunatic she is. I'm not going to play his statement. Just a couple of things from Maddie's. I just wanted to touch on it. We listened to his statement right after again with Bendy. So I think that we've heard it enough, and it is so sickening. I just don't want to play it again. Although when I started the live, I said I want to talk about some parts that stood out to me, and his statement surely did stand out to me. I just don't want to play it again. So don't worry. And then on Patreon, we are on regular live, MK, but I just shared it on Patreon to everybody over there too. But it doesn't matter. It's okay. It's not going to make a difference as long as it doesn't shut my stream down, which sometimes can happen. If with certain things, then I'm good.
But you have to understand the media coverage came because your kids are dead.
Yeah.
And if Chad Daybell had never come into your life, would your kids still be alive today?
No, if you understood what actually happened to my children, then you would know that it didn't have anything to do with Chad.
But they ended up dead and buried on Chad's property.
I understand what...
At this point, the video went down.
Nobody
could get it back up and working. The woes of trying to communicate with somebody in jail. So we continued by phone. And this is where it gets really interesting. The back and forth between me and Lori about the deaths of her kids, Tylee and JJ.
I still have the thing I made that described each
where
person
they were when they went missing. But
years
now,
ago.
For the first time,
On a
she's
big
talking
white
about how
board.
she says she found them dead. And you told me that Tylee took JJ's life and then her own. How then would Tylee be able to dismember herself and bury herself if she killed herself?
So, Brianna, my love for my children is eternal, and my children are eternal, and they're just in the next phase of their eternal life. And if people understood that, then they wouldn't be so set on things that happen here.
They're just in the next phase of their eternal life. Okay.
In this life.
But they were killed. And so how would she have buried herself if she did it herself?
Oh my God.
I think people need to know that answer.
Well, that's a ridiculous question that anybody could bury themselves.
Who buried them there?
You have 1 minute remaining. So we all know that was Alex. So that's all come out.
Alex buried them there. So Alex was the one that killed them.
Okay. So Carolina says Lori made Larry's favorite fruit salad and packed it for their plane back home. And he got violently sick, threw up in a New Orleans Saints ball cap he had bought at the airport. I did not know that either. Let's see if you follow up with anything. She makes me sick too. Hey, Amber. Okay.
No one killed them. And I'm not going to go into that.
Why are you laughing? Listen to her laugh.
So that's all come out.
Alex buried them there. So Alex was the one that killed them.
No one killed them. And
Oh my God.
I'm not going to go into that again.
Did you physically
That's what
watch your
people-
children die?
So I did not, absolutely. And, you know, there's so much going on now, so much going on here in Arizona.
Bitch, no one cares about Arizona. No one cares about the jail in Arizona. The only reason people want to talk to you is because of what you did to your family, to your kids, to Charles, to Brandon, to Tammy, to maybe Alex. So, you know what? If you love the attention and you want to be on the damn news, you're going to get the questions. Too damn bad. God, she brings out the fury.
With the cases and everything, I thought that that's what you wanted to talk about.
And it's all connected into the same web of what happened. And so we're at the end now, and I want to hear the truth from you.
You know, I wasn't there. Tylee was babysitting. I found them afterwards.
I wasn't there. Tylee was babysitting. I found them afterwards. It was several hours afterwards. It was horrible. It was the worst thing that ever happened to me. Oh, I cannot with her.
Several hours afterwards. It was horrible. It was the worst thing that ever happened.
The worst thing that ever happened in her life. Oh my God, you selfish ass bitch. If it was truly not you, right? And it was some sort of accident or something, I don't know, just the worst thing that ever happened in my life is not going to be your thought. Because, you know, you would be more concerned that they lost their lives. They don't have a life anymore. I'm sorry, you guys. I need to stop. Let me just play this. I am also pausing because you really can't. Fair use is allowed. No matter who you are, you should be allowed to play a video with fair use. Now, that doesn't mean you can just sit here and play somebody's video and add some background music or something like that. That is technically not fair use. Fair use, you have to add meaningful dialogue, some kind of meaningful information, and kind of change the conversation. It can't just be playing and going, oh, dang. Oh, you know what I mean? That's not fair use. And it's just what it is. Now, also, fair use isn't really black and white, so it's a little confusing, and copyright and other things kind of come into play, like not copyright, what do you call it? Trademarks and stuff like that. But okay, let's just listen.
And there's not much more I can tell you about that. You can never be prepared to lose your children. You just can't. But there's no worse tragedy.
It's just, this sounds so crazy.
I wasn't prepared so much.
It sounds crazy considering you were convicted of killing your kids.
Yeah, it does. Damn sure does, girl. Bee crumbs. I know a channel that did that during the floods recently. How gross and disrespectful, honestly, but whatever. I can imagine who that was. Okay. I think I'm.
Well, I attribute that to the media. I don't attribute that to the facts.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Do you believe you're smarter than the investigators that handled your cases?
No, I don't believe I'm smarter than anybody. I've never made that proclamation. I just know truth, and they don't know the truth because they weren't there.
Doesn't matter if you were there or not. She's such a dumbass. She has said this over and over again, which, okay, to a certain degree, sure, they do have to find the evidence and put the pieces together to tell the story. However, I mean, keyword evidence. They find different pieces that prove different parts where there is really no arguing it because it's evidence, whether it's DNA, whether it's like your hair on the tape, things like that. You come home to an accident, right? One of your kids has hurt the other child. God forbid something like this happens to any of us or ever. But just let me say, one of your children hurts their little sibling that they're babysitting, then hurts themselves. And so you come home and dismember, burn, and wrap them in plastic? That's confusing. Why? Like, it makes no sense. Come on. Even if you tried to follow that theory or that her story, when you get to the point of how they were found, it makes no sense. They didn't even find all of Tylee. She was completely destroyed. Her remains were completely destroyed. You know?
Lori claims to me Tylee and JJ were always going to die young and that they fulfilled their missions. Tomorrow is her last connection with the outside world as she faces sentencing for what happened to Charles Vallow and Brandon Boudreaux. Then she'll be shipped back to Idaho, where she's going to face life sentences for the murders of her children. On Friday,
Charles Vallow was just a handsome and seemed to be loving, just really good man. Just like all around the perfect husband. I don't understand. I don't understand.
Will you have empathy for Charles' family and Brandon's family who will get up in court and speak their feelings and their truth?
Yeah, absolutely. I have empathy for every human being, and I mourn with those that mourn. Like, I mourn the loss of Charles. People don't understand. I'm not upset with anyone for having the feelings that they had.
Many of them feel like you are evil.
Well, they can have whatever feelings that they want to have, and the truth will be made known at some point.
But I think most people would argue that your reality is a delusional reality.
Well, they can think that if they want to. I mean, everyone is going to find out that that is not true. But we're all going to be there together, Brianna, you and me and everybody in heaven. And when you and I are there, Brianna, you can come up to me and say, "Oh, Lori, you were right." And I'll say, "I love you, Brianna."
Well,
no matter what you thought.
Wow.
Or no matter what you judged me of or whatever, I love you.
And with that, we will be in court Friday morning.
Dang. So what do you guys think about her interviews versus Nadine's? Oh, Pointer Lover, thank you. Put this in the swear jar because this week I swore more than ever in my life. Thank you. And for real, what a week it was. Like, damn. That's why, like, I couldn't really come back and talk about anything else. There are other things I want to talk about. There's a part 2 to that Sarah, the case I showed you guys couple of days ago, one of the last times I was live. A couple of things I want to do, but damn, man. And I know these subjects have been talked to death. Like, everybody's now talking about the documents with Idaho and all the other things, but I have to walk through it with you guys, all of it, and like just give my thoughts, hang out, see what your thoughts are, all of that. Thank you, though, so much, Pointer Lover. Thank you again. Allie, we all know, and the whole world knows, that it makes no sense at all. The fact that she keeps saying this to people makes her the sideshow circus freak that Kay said she was. Why does she mourn his loss if he's just living in an alternate realm? Yeah, so true, Shelly Beans. They really would. It was a rough week. Okay. So, I came outside. I need a cigarette. Oh, Michelle. Thank you. You guys are the best. And I appreciate you. Appreciate all of you guys. Okay, so like I said, I have the Lori Vallow judge issues harsh words. There's some other Lori Vallow things I have, but I think we'll probably move into Stefan Sterns. So, Stefan Sterns, man. If anybody deserves the death penalty, it's a perverted monster who spends several years abusing a child and taking photos and videos of it, who sneaks and takes naked videos of other people and then murders that child and then throws them out like trash. If anybody deserves the death penalty, it's him. Someone who has 1,500 child sexual abuse material images, CSAM images on his phone of Maddie, and 35,000 on his hard drive of strangers' kids, of other kids. If anybody deserves death, isn't it a piece of shit like that? I'm sorry. Why are we not putting all the fucking pedophiles to death? YouTube doesn't like these words, but I'm not going to soften it. I'm going to call it for what it is. I'm sorry. It's not schmurder here. It's not unalive. I'm not saying any of that. PDF, no. He's a pedophile who murdered a child, and I'm sorry, the state should murder him. How about that? For real. I'm over it. These people don't get better. He's probably going to attack people in jail like Wade Wilson. When you learn that someone is this much of a monster, why? Why not? There is no deal that should have ever been made with that son of a bitch besides him pleading guilty and getting the death penalty. Yeah, yet plea deal? Fuck no. I'm sorry. No. I'm pissed about it. That's where I'm at now. I'm not mad that there isn't a trial. Really. The true crime part of my brain is like, I want to know the details. I want to see, not just know the details, because we will get that through records requests, but I like to see when they present them and walk you through it. It helps you grasp, what happened. The timeline guy in the Stout case, things like that. I just appreciate that and all the work that goes into it. However, when it comes to Maddie, so much of her has already been put out on display. So many private details, even the drawings, sexual drawings of little girl crying, all these things that should have remained private have been put out there. So I'm not mad that there's not going to be a trial for this. I don't want him to get any deal. I don't want him to get it easy. He doesn't fucking deserve that. And he won't change. Like I said, he will probably go on to be a predator in prison somehow. Wade Wilson did it. I'm telling you, he can do the same. I know, Michelle. I can understand why people do it. And I'll say this. If you have a really big channel, and you just make short videos, right? And I could see more censoring that because you want the videos to make it to more people. And YouTube tends to censor people that don't censor themselves. So I could see the argument because sometimes you feel like you do want it to reach more people, especially if someone's missing or something that's an emergency. But damn, I hate it. I really hate it. I don't like to do it here, and I won't. I always use the words that we need to use, or what it is. Call it for what it is, because I just think it kind of softens it. It makes it easier to digest, and this shit shouldn't be easy to digest. This is horrific, and we got to call it for what it is. That's just where I'm at. But I do understand. And I think everybody has to do what's right for their channel and what their goal is. Like I said, is your goal to reach as many people as possible on a topic that needs attention? Things like that. So I'm not judging anybody else. That's just me. Okay. Yeah, these channels are for adults only. If you don't have your video for 18 and older, a lot of times you can't even have comments. So Okay, so I have 2 videos pulled up. Let me see. Well, we're not going to go through his statement. I have like 3 or 4 still pulled up left we haven't watched. I just was going to play Maddie's dad, his victim impact statement. So,
Madeline Soto was my daughter. She was happiness. She was a joy to be around. Because of the actions of this depraved man, I will never meet the woman she was becoming. You're depraved. You're weak. You're a coward. You're a sneak thief. You crept into a family and took advantage and exploited them when they were weak.
now, I wonder how he must have felt during this moment. I hope he felt like the fucking dog he is. I swear to God, I hope he felt like a little dog with his tail between his legs and felt threatened. Or, I just hope he did. I'm sorry, as sick as that sounds, he deserves to feel scared and nervous. Like, how many times did he make Maddie feel that way? How many times did he make her feel scared? And nah, he deserves the same. But I do wish I could see his face during this, but let me read a couple of your guys' comments really quick. It is ridiculous. YouTube doesn't allow it. Well, they do, but they don't, Yeah, they had it with a nice bow on top. Once they ruled that the phone evidence was coming in, there was no reason to make a deal. This is what I wanted to read. Angela says, I am with you. I was so angry about Sterns getting a plea deal, and I was so angry when he was allowed to plead no contest. He didn't even have to plead guilty. He will continue to milk his parents dry. Yes, he will. Number 1, plead no contest is just going to keep his poor mother in conspiracies. She doesn't want to believe he could do this on his own. She is not. It's just going to be hard for her to even come to to realize what's actually happened, and him doing that is going to make it worse. Also, if you're going to make a deal, bullshit. You're guilty. Not no contest. You're fucking guilty. And you should say guilty. Okay, I'm trying not to scream at you guys. I'm not screaming at you. I'm just pissed. It's bullshit. And also, what was my last thing I was going to say? Damn, I lost the thought. Here, let me play it, and hopefully it'll come back to me. Oh, also, what the dad said just right there. I'm going to rewind it a second, because Jen had pointed this out to us the other day when we talked. She said, he said you took advantage of a family. So is he including Jen in that? Jen Soto. And, what do you guys think about that? Do you think that because I remember her dad doing interviews that said, I want to know more. I want to know how this happened. I need answers from Jennifer. She has some answers to give. So did he get those answers? And now he feels that she was also taken advantage of and somewhat groomed. Is that the case? How do you guys feel about it? And okay, the fact that she wasn't there also goes all fucking through me. Let me put my cigarette out and take y'all in, because this requires 7 deep breaths. For real, though. The fact that this woman spent years sleeping, concerned about her anxiety and her mental health, while this man shattered every positive thought Madeline probably ever had about herself, well, he ruined her mental health. She wasn't there, in my opinion, like she should have been. I don't think she was involved in any of it. I don't. I just think she's selfish and had her head in the sand. That's what, to me, the evidence shows. And by police, they said that they dug and dug trying to find evidence. They were so mad with her because her thoughts were protecting Stefan. He needs a good attorney. Oh, as soon as she finds out he was abusing Maddie, she gets in the car with his dad. We just weren't having sex that much anymore. What? No, bitch, no. So the fact that she wasn't there for her, for all this, and she still didn't show up in court runs all through me. I'm sorry, there's no excuse. I don't give a fuck how the public treats you. I really don't. They will provide, look at celebrities that go to the courthouse and stuff. Sometimes they'll make an entrance through the back where you can come in. They will help you and provide security. There is no excuse. No excuse. You don't want to be judged. You don't want to be talked about. You don't want people to think of you a certain way. Too fucking bad, bitch. I'm sorry. They already do. You going or not going ain't going to do nothing, and not going only made it worse because I can't understand it. So while I think that she definitely could have and should have probably gotten some neglect charges or something like that, I also think to a degree she may be a victim of his as well, just of his foolery. But just like that morning, or how about in the news when the news came and talked to him, and she tried to help provide cover up an alibi for him. I saw her that morning. You know, we dropped her off while you were laying in bed sleeping, didn't touch your phone till after 9 o'clock. Police saw it go on charge, and then when you picked it up that morning and hit snooze, and then picked it up again a few minutes later and finally got your ass up. Like she'd ever hear this, but I'm just saying. So that's where I'm at with it. I don't understand it. I just don't. If you guys haven't seen the timeline I did on this case, I posted it yesterday on the community tab. You just have to become a free member of Patreon to view it. You can download it. It has different links. Everything that's included on it is from the indictment through their local news and the police documents that have been released. B Crumbs is putting together visual stuff from that timeline. We're going to do more though with other cases. This is like a practice. This is the first timeline I've ever done on my own that was so detailed like this. I've made little graphics, a couple little bullet points, but this was several pages, and it has so much information, direct quotes from every timestamp in the police documents from that morning, from 7 o'clock, him throwing away Maddie's stuff in the dumpster, to when he was at the vape shop later, just everything. So if you haven't seen that, you can get it on the community tab. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what else I was going to say. Let's just keep watching. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm rambling, but I'm just frustrated. Lots of frustration.
You're weak. You're a coward. You're a sneak thief. You crept into a family and took advantage and exploited them when they were weak. It just gets worse every time I rethink about it and the true horror of what this man visited upon her. And I can only hope that he lives a long time in prison and has those same horrors revisited upon him by his fellow inmates. Go ahead. Madeline Soto was my daughter. She was happiness. She was a joy to be around.
So he said, after the last time he got to see Maddie, she said she wanted to come live with him and Tatiana, his wife. It's unfortunate that didn't happen. I think he was including Jen in that as well. Pika says the fact that Jen isn't under the jail with Stefan is infuriating as well. Oh, we love Spicy Alex. Spicy Amy. The family members did not mention the impact on Jen. Also, if you notice, the grandma said, she called me Ma or something like that. It was, I don't know. Sending your daughter to bed with a grown man. Yeah, there's probably more we don't know about, and we'll never know. Trying to get through your guys' comments. Hey, Julie with no E. Even Kohberger's mother was at his sentencing. She was willing to be manipulated because it made her life easier. Ain't that the damn truth? She could have written a statement, and she should have. Aw, hey, Lady fucking T. I love how you call a spade a fucking spade. The way you spelled it. Yeah, we can agree to disagree. She had always told him her biggest fear was a Woody Allen situation. Yeah. Thank you, Little Red. Thank you, Shelly. I'm glad. I need to post more. I promise you guys. I promise. Like I said, I had a major life change a little over a year ago. My niece started staying here, it has changed everything for me with YouTube. I just don't really have the time I used to have to make sure I can do it every day. Some days, by the end of the day, I'm just so exhausted mentally and physically. I can't even like talk on here like this. And so anyway, I promise though, I'm going to try my best to like get back to it. I really want to do it more on both. And school's about to start, so I think that will make it easier. And yeah, we've all really settled in now and stuff. So I don't know, but I'm sorry that I haven't been here as much. Okay, I'm at the bottom. Yeah. And it's hard because like I used to could go live and like I don't know, they're just so close in age that they end up fighting while I'm live, or both times I've tried when it was just us here without help, they fought. So it just don't work, or argued, not actually like fought, but you know what I mean? They're fussing back and forth and it's just too much. But okay, so I did have a couple other things I pulled up just because. Oh, wow. Xana's mom did an interview following sentencing. 12 News does the one-on-one with Brandon Boudreaux. I'm going to drop that right now, actually. If you guys want to watch Brandon after sentencing, it's right here. Yes, Amber, which I miss your lives, but I get it. Thank you, Low Red. All right, so there's Brandon Boudreaux interview. And then Kaylee's dad speaks out after sentencing. Oops.
The world that you picked the wrong families.
See how he moved the podium? Remember when how did it get moved back? Because it looked like it had been moved back.
Wrong state. Wrong police officers.
I saw that, Robin. It was awesome.
You tried to break our community apart. You tried to plant fear. You tried to divide us. You failed. Instead, your actions have united everyone.
Let's just see what he has to say here. We'll skip.
Just hearing what you just said is put a smile on my face. We will never forget their names. A lot of serial killers go down, and all we remember is the serial killer's name and not the victims and on there. But some of the other victims' families were so scared that they were going to be like arrested, or they were going to get in trouble if their statements weren't perfect. And I said, I will go first, even though I wanted to go last. I said, I will go first. And if I don't get arrested, none of you guys have anything to worry about. So I went in there, turned that podium. I wanted to face him. I wanted to set a tone of what I think a courtroom should look like. A courtroom should be about protecting the victims and not emboldening.
Look at that. Now, this is like a different angle where we clearly see, like, he comes in, the podium was facing the judge a little bit, maybe, or the courtroom a little. It was tilted to the side. And he turns it directly at him. But imagine what that must be like. You're just a few feet away. Like, dude, I don't know. That just, I cannot imagine.
Like the person who did this. I mean, how many times did we hear that?
I'm about to let you
respect him, but he didn't respect the victims. He didn't respect any of us in that courtroom, but he respected the sword. He respected somebody who could literally decide his fate.
Because remember, he says, and I keep seeing this headline, Kohberger's 3 words during the hearing. My mom even asked me yesterday when we go to the DMV, what were the 3 words he said? I respectfully decline. Like they title it as if it was some kind of dramatic, his 3 words here. Kohberger's 3 words at sentencing. I respectfully decline. Of course, I mean, I don't know. I don't think too much of it, but.
So I see this predictable. Go for it.
You said that you wanted to know the details of Kaylee's death, and they were pretty gruesome. And I'm wondering, did you get the answers that you were seeking? Your daughter Olivia, I thought, was extremely
we'll
powerful.
End with that.
She questions his intelligence, him as a man, and his humanity by asking, "What did you say to her? What were her last words? Do you feel that you're powerful? You are nothing." I mean, she was far more eloquent. I'm paraphrasing now. Did you all discuss as a family what she was going to say?
Oh,
Yeah, we kind of all worked on our statements together. We even worked with some of the other families on their statements. We're a family of doers. We're a families that were prepared for this.
okay. So we're going to end with the text message. There's a video Tess sent me. It's loading right now. But what about this? Like, I cannot believe we found out finally that the Papa Rogers account was not Kohberger. It wasn't him. I am shocked. I can't believe that. Even though so many of my friends were like, no, it's not him. Like Melissa and, other people just didn't believe it. I did. I don't know why. I was thinking maybe it really was him. And apparently, according to law enforcement, there was no connection. Amber. Crazy. Okay. Now, we're going to end with this. What made me think of that is, see, I told you guys every time. So I have this Facebook account that is just for YouTube. Excuse me. I'm sorry. And every time that I get on, I don't follow anything else on there. And I have a couple of my friends added, but I do follow. I'm in this University of Idaho Murders group because I used to go through that group a lot. In the beginning, it grew so fast. So things will pop up as I'm opening a window and I'll see something like just now, the Papa Rogers discussion. Let's see what's at the top of this. Nady in the days after murdering the Idaho students, Kohberger's behavior shifted dramatically, and investigators would later find out that he had fixated on news coverage of the killings and began paying for items in cash, often wearing gloves, as he avoided the area of the murders. Let's read this, and then we'll look at this post. So, though Kohberger returned, because I trust Nadine for sure, though Kohberger returned to the area a few hours after the murders, investigators said they believe he never set foot in Moscow again. Idaho State Police Lieutenant Derek Gilbertson told CNN, that's the interview I told you guys about, though it would take investigators nearly 2 months to identify and arrest Kohberger at his parents' home, he had spent those weeks taking strange precautions. He stops using his debit card, his credit cards. He only uses cash. Gilbertson said, in video and surveillance that we would collect and pick up after that, he's often wearing gloves. Before law enforcement seized his electronic devices, Kohberger had been wiping data from them. Even so, he had kept several screenshots and pictures of news coverage of the killings. So he deleted everything, but he was like, I can't get rid of these precious little, mementos, the news talking about me. However, investigators found no evidence on the devices that Kohberger had known the victims, debunking reports that the killer had photos in the social media accounts of some of the victims. Now, I've never heard that. We actually heard that he did not, but he had pictures of some of their friends, is kind of what we were told. Okay. So here is about after the sentencing. Christy Goncalves received a death threat
behind you guys, and I saw Christy
during victim impact statements at Brian Kohberger's sentencing. Steve says investigators are tracking down the person, and it'll mean one less crazy person, that's a quote, on the streets. So let's watch this short. Thank you, Tess, for sending this. Okay.
Your wife pull out her phone and look sort of disturbed, and then you guys called the deputy over, and then he was looking at your phone, and I kind of figured something bad was going on, and it turns out that it was a threatening text message that she had received during the actual sentencing while the victim impact statements were going on. And I don't want to read the whole thing because I just don't want to give glory to whoever did this, but I do want to read a little of it so people can see what exactly happened. It says, sitting near you in court and watching you is a joke. You know that Brian is innocent, making threats to Brian about getting raped in prison was very silly. I am in contact with a lot of serial killers, including BTK, and I've been put in contact with a wannabe serial killer who is in Moscow, Idaho, and I have given him your address.
Wait, let me read that again because I was reading the chat. Okay. And speaking of him being Ted Bundy 2.0, I don't have a clue how one of the kids here, I'm not going to say who, even knows who that is. But apparently they've seen a picture of him because when I had my phone set on the counter and I had his picture on it, I was doing the thumbnail. They were like, is that Ted Bundy? So a lot of people think that. But okay, so sitting near you in court and watching you is a joke. What the fuck is wrong with people? What? You know that Brian is innocent. Making threats to Brian about getting raped in prison was very silly. I am in contact with a lot of serial killers, including BTK, and I've been put in contact with a wannabe serial killer who is in Moscow, Idaho, and I've given him your address. What the hell is wrong with people, dude? And I've given him your address. Just the fact I'm in contact with a lot of serial killers. Okay. BTK's in prison, bro. Like, cool flex. But look, I can understand the joke about the big D's. Whatever, right? It is. Rape is serious, no matter what. And nobody deserves that. Even Letitia, even Brian Kohberger. But also, I don't judge him for it. I'm sorry. He took everything from these people, you know, and he took their family members' lives and took away their loved ones, their safety, their security, their privacy, just everything. So if you want to take a jab that might be like underhanded or whatever, I really don't give a fuck. I'm not judging them for it. I'd probably take way more underhanded, way worse jabs. I would be so much more foul. Freedom of speech, right? Oh my God, I hope they found out who sent that. I do too. I'm sitting right by you. Probably were not sitting by them at all. Probably on TV or watching them on TV or something. But I'm glad they told deputies right in that moment. I'm going to let it play and we'll hear what they say about it. Because if they were truly, really sitting beside them, you know, and what the hell is BTK going to do? Okay, here we go.
And I don't think people realize, Steve, that this is the kind of stuff that you and your family, and I'd imagine the other victims too. I mean, you guys have been having to deal with this for some time, but during the actual sentencing, what did you make of it?
Yeah, the thing, there's definitely an element of crazy people that gravitate towards these type of events. That's
He stabbed these kids, some of them 30 times, some of them 50 times. The report that was just released about Kaylee says her face was unrecognizable. Not meaning they couldn't recognize who she was, but they couldn't recognize the parts of her face and where they were supposed to go. She was beat in the head. I'm sorry. Make a joke about something bad happening to him. Yes, it's wrong. But that's pretty good if that's all you get after what he did to these kids. I just don't have it in me to judge them at all. I know that some people are upset about it, whatever. I don't give a fuck. I will never feel sorry for that piece of shit. Period.
why I've always hoped that the court would use force and be very careful with all the voices that they're talking to. Like, make sure that we're holding these people accountable and be tough on them.
So are they going to do an investigation? Again, I saw the deputy take Christie's phone. Is there any way to trace and figure out who that was? I'd imagine it wasn't really someone in the courtroom. I guess it could be, but it seems like that part was probably just made up.
Yeah, I think so as well. They just wanted to piggyback right off something she had said because it was live TV or slight delay, close to live TV. And it was accurate, so we did pass it on to our lawyer, and he started working with the investigators, and they're definitely going to, or if they already haven't, track this person down, and they'll be held accountable. Just one less crazy person on the streets that try to find a family to harass,
Hey, guilty of crime, who says, what about Stefan Sterns? Does he deserve the big D? Yes, LOL. I'm sorry, but yeah. I'm not saying he deserves it, but I wouldn't give a fuck if it happened. Look at what he did. Any of these people. If the family member wants to vent like that, damn it, I don't know. I think I would say way worse shit. That would be way worse to deal with. So, I don't know how you control yourself from not crawling over the desk he was on, putting your hands around his throat and just squeezing until and locking them together to where it takes like one deputy on each arm to pull you off of him. I feel like that's what I would do, wrap my legs around his chair so I can just grab on like a freaking spider monkey. Seriously though, how do you control yourself from not doing that? When someone takes the life of your baby and their friends, or not their friends, just whatever. In any of these cases we talked about, right? Which Lori, she took the life of her own baby's piece of shit. But so, all right, you got like a rabid animal. I am going to let you guys go. That's all I've got. Anyways, I had pulled up all that stuff, and when we started, the top of my computer, the tabs were so little I couldn't read them. And now there's nothing left. So I'm going to let you guys go. I'll see you tomorrow at some point. Tomorrow night, I know we're going to be doing calls on Jen's channel, but these are calls that are released already with no commentary. And then I have to also edit some calls to get out for you guys. And I'm a little nervous just from what I've heard from Jen. I'll talk about it more tomorrow when we get there. But, I'm always thoughtful and careful when they're talking about people who exist in the outside world. It's, you never want to hurt somebody's feelings or have their privacy put out. We've edited out names and stuff before of people. So like Kit, I had to edit her real name out. And you guys, if you do know who Kit is, I've interviewed her here. I say we because Jen was with me. She is another creator who became close with Letitia Stalk. Or not close, but messaged her and before the trial and got to know her, and we interviewed about her time with her. But she is a good girl, and she's going through a really hard time. So if you are a viewer of her and you already go over there, go send her some love. Her daughter passed away. She's made videos about it and stuff, so I feel okay to say that. And I'm sure she could use the extra love, and I'm sending you love. And if you need to talk, hit me up. But I was worried about Steve trying that too. Not only is she Spicy Amy, but she is the spider monkey. I saw one comment that said like a boa constrictor. I'm a boa constrictor spider monkey. You mess with my kids, I'm telling you, you don't want to find out. Mess with my family, like my parents, anybody. I'm not going to have it. BK is an animal, and he doesn't even deny it. True. Katie says, I don't know how they don't come in with guns blazing. For real. Thank you, Pika. Thank you for being here, and I hope you're doing good and have a good night. I hope all you guys have a good night. Barbie with a Y. I love that. How these three are total fucking monsters for sure. How do these people exist in the world? I just came to crime 2 years ago, and I'm amazed at the hate. Yeah. Oh, you mean like it, in the Krama and stuff? Yeah, me too. I like to know what's going on, but I'm not for the low stuff at all. I never will be. So anyways, it's too much. It's hard to wrap your brain around for sure if you're new to it, if you're new to this world and seeing it exist. But Yeah, it is so sad. I'm going to drop her link. I'm going to drop Amber's link. I'll drop Jen's link for tomorrow. And I'll drop Melissa's because she's going through the case files. Let's see. That are being released. Calls for tomorrow. I am tired, Robin. I'm so ready to just go relax. Yesterday, like, I didn't even hardly do anything except exist without air conditioning in a heat wave, and I felt so exhausted. Even my dad today was like, I felt like I got beat up last night. So, all right. Sorry, I wanted to drop that. I'm going to let you guys go. I don't know if I don't think I have that in the Nightbot. No, I don't. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you for being here. Have a good night. I will see you tomorrow. I appreciate you guys. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.